Whoosh, and we are back, and look who it is, my old mate Pat of Cake. He showed up 6 hours late for me with no respect, but fuck him anyway, he's here. Told me he's gonna be 15 minutes late, rocks up an hour late. What can you do? But today we're both reality, no, homie. We're reality family, both reality guys. And you're wearing something else. Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll do this for the gram. Reality beanie, shout out reality. Ray, I represent you, mate. This motherfucker, this sorry sack. You wear this one. Join the family. So, as I say, mate, we're back, second appearance. Good stuff. There you go.
Lovely.
New school, shout out New School too. Anyways, what's been going on, mate? Competing all over the shop. I'll give you a lot of stick, and I'm going to again today, but you win everything you go into, so tell me.
Yeah, man, just been competing as much as possible, really and truly. Been trying to do more nogi competitions, more IBJJF competitions, and more super fights. That's really my goal this year, as I said last time. So, yeah, just more of those stuff. I done a super fight last week, and the week before that, won both. Doing Gnaye this weekend.
Both subs as well, weren't they? Were they both subs? Nah, how they work? All right.
All ref decision, but all dominant performances. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Gnaye this weekend, trying to win the belt, and then what am I doing next weekend? I'm doing All Stars next weekend, and then AJP Grand Slam 2 weeks after that, and then off to Brazil.
Very good. So like we'll put this out as a bonus, so it's current because all the stuff you just said, rather than like it be out in a few weeks' time and all that business. But what's going on in Brazil, mate?
Going for Brasileiros.
Oof. Gi or no gi?
Gi.
Ooh, never mind. Sorry, guys.
Gi only, bro.
Is that what it is? Gi only? I'm so out the loop. Don't worry about it.
I don't know if there's a no-gi version, but if there was, then I'll probably.
Whereabouts in Brazil are you going?
Probably go to Rio.
Right, are you hooking up with our mates out there, Ollie and all them? You seeing them,
yeah? I'll probably go visit them. So, yeah, go to Rio and then go to Sao Paulo for the competition, because obviously Leo's in Rio. So
is he? Okay.
Leo's in Rio.
Yeah. Did you work on that one yourself? You were practicing that in front of the fucking mirror?
Yeah. So go out there for maybe like 2 weeks and then just train, chill, live life a bit, and then compete. Come back and kind of figure out what's next. I think I was planning to do Worlds, but because it's so so close to each other, like expensive as fuck, I was looking at this ADCC Worlds thing in Poland. Poland's obviously closer, cheaper, and I guess it's a good Nogi Worlds sort of major competition to do. Just to prep for Nogi Worlds in December, which I'll plan to do.
I got you. And like for anyone, in case you can hear things, we're open mat right now, the home of what are we calling it? Home of I was going to say Brixton Jiu Jitsu, but might as well go the whole way and say the home of British Jiu Jitsu or what?
Nah. Brixton Jiu Jitsu.
Brixton Jiu Jitsu. All right, fucking hell. I was trying to blow the place up, mate, but never mind. Anyway, so like, how long have you been doing Jiu Jitsu now? Because we spoke before. Obviously, you took us through your Jiu Jitsu journey and that. But like, how long have I known you? What are we talking? Sort of 4 years?
Yeah, probably about 4 years now. So I started training in 2021.
And you had some experience before that, right? You'd done some like MMA and grappling, so you weren't.
I was terrible then. Right? I probably wouldn't count that. Like I did a bit that, it obviously gave me a little bit of an edge from when I started because I knew the positions, like side control, mount, all of these things. So it kind of gave me a head start, but it didn't mean that I knew what I was doing basically.
What's happening, mate?
That's one.
Say, come in. No. Jump in. You're in now. Say hello to the camera. I don't know what the fuck you've got on your chest there, that badge, but never mind. We'll come to that a different day.
Yeah. So I've been training for about 4 years now. And obviously I'm a blue belt now. I've been a blue belt for 2 years now.
Is it all 2 years? Yeah. So obviously, blue belts, everyone knows this that does jiu-jitsu, right? Blue belt is the biggest sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the biggest gulf in terms of ability, right? Because you're a blue belt for so long versus someone who's just got their blue belt to nearly getting a purple belt, etc. You're obviously at the top end of that, right? As I said, I give you a lot of sticks, so we keep this as a rare moment. We're giving you a compliment.
Yeah, just about. I feel like I'm when I first got my blue belt, and I was like coming up against guys who kind of getting to the end of their blue belt, so I came up against a couple of people, and obviously like I was still fresh. So when I first got my blue belt, I was thinking, yeah, I'm the man, And then I had a couple losses, and I was like, yeah, I got some shit to work on. So now I'm like kind of at the end. I feel like I'm at the end anyways, but yeah, now that I'm at the end, I feel like...
Reese is sitting over there shaking his head at you. He's like, nah. He's like, you're at the end of nothing.
Purple belt now.
And have you got a specific goal? Like, I'm giving you stick, but have you got a specific timeline in mind that you want your purple belt? Yeah. Or is it not work that way for you in your brain?
Probably by next year.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just
you're right, jump in. Big Yanks, you're Chelsea, you can jump in. You can jump in.
There's things that I still need to work on. Not at blue belt, but just in my skill set in general.
But that's never ending though, right? That's not belt specific. We all need, like, and I find this as well, the better you get, the more you realise that it's not that you don't know, because that sounds a bit fucking like hipster, doesn't it? But you know what I mean? Like, you're never gonna, in a way, in terms of like, you're not gonna play a certain game as you get better, right? Because you already got your own style.
Now I'm literally playing the same game. So like, usually they say like, by purple belt, you have your game that you run, and that's the system that you continuously do. Yeah. Which I feel like this is what I do now. Like, I play half guards. I'm not trying to give away my game too much, but
no, go away, give it away.
I'm mainly a half guard player.
But you love a bit of wrestling too. I've seen you wrestle.
Yeah. But I don't like stand-up wrestling. It's so tiring.
Yeah.
It's just long. But we did wrestling with Junior, so...
Is this Junior? This is Junior. I've heard of Junior, the wrestling coach.
Yeah, so watch out, because my wrestling is just getting sick. And obviously now we've got Hedge on board as well. So, yeah, my nogi game is just going to be sick.
But you mentioned 2 people that wrestle at this club, and I feel like you're missing someone out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you?
There's a guy.
I don't come to your class.
Bro, you're fucking outrageous. It turns up. How late was we? Like, I'm giving him stick. I said 6 hours, but he was legit an hour late this month, and in no rush. But anyway, never mind. We'll wrestle another day, and I'll take it out on you then. And Ray, don't hold it against him that he's forgot his reality gear. Never mind. But as we say, like, you competed the reason we're going to put this out, you competed twice recently, right? Like, what were these things?
I did a show called Submission Series.
Because you was wearing reality that day, right? You was wearing blue and like you look.
Yeah, I'm trying to mix it up, so I'm not trying to wear the same package gears. But yeah, done Submission Series, won by ref decision, and then I done Endured Professional Show, which was their first show that they've kind of done. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Faced this Dagestani guy. It was really good. Managed to take him down, pass his guards, kind of tire him out. And then from there, I was just like, it was my first time doing like a 8-minute match. And I was like, fuck, I don't know how you guys, like, the higher belts, brown belts and that, do like these longer time matches. Fuck me, it was long. I was looking at the timer and I saw 5 minutes left. I was like, what? It's only been 3 minutes. It's like, yeah, do you know what? Next time, I'm going to try to go for the finish. Just try and make it more exciting. That's the thing. So.
Have you got a favourite submission? Because I'm very open on here. I always mention it when people ask me. I always tell them what my favourite submission is. Have you got like a go-to? I know you have, in a way.
Mine is probably a rear naked or armbar.
Really? Okay, I wasn't expecting you to say that. I was thinking you were going to say similar to me, an arm triangle.
Not really.
Or did you just bully white belts like that? I've seen you put a mean arm triangle on some people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get arm triangles. It's like very rare for me to get an arm triangle.
Maybe I'm getting you mixed up with someone else. But anyways, what's coming up? What's the future for you? Because I know you're one of these people. A lot of people get into jiu-jitsu and they kind of go like a bit, not wishy-washy, but they want to do some competitions and they want to compete, they want to get a black belt one day, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You're one that's got a bit more specific sort of, you want to do this for your living, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to make money.
Is that right? You just want to make money?
I want to make money. I want to go and like do all these shows, kind of similar to like Owen Jones, to be honest. Like, just go out, win a bunch of shit, kind of get your name out there, and one day hopefully open up my own academy.
Is that right? Yeah. New school or a different brand?
Yeah, I don't know.
Choose your words now.
You never know.
Yeah, I got you.
We'll see what the future holds. That's what I say.
And how old are you now, Pat?
I'm 27.
27. So you've got time. You've got loads of time, in fact, didn't you, really, to be honest with you? Because we had Paddy Daly on the other day, so shout out Paddy. Great episode. Get on that one. This will come out first because we're putting it out quick, and Paddy's down the road, but we talk about all kinds of conspiracy stuff. You competed against him. I don't know if it was recent or whatever, but you competed against him.
I think that was 2023.
All right, so it's way back.
2023.
Anyway, the reason I bring it up, because he was very complimentary on you, and one of the things he sort of brought up when he was talking about it, even though I was giving you stick and saying, like, acting like he slapped you around, he didn't. He said about your pressure on top and whatnot.
Yeah.
And what comes to mind with me, when I met you, you was a lot heavier than you are now.
Yeah, I was fat.
There you go.
I started jiu-jitsu at what, 90 kilos?
Right.
And that was like for someone who's what, like 5'7", 5'8". On a lucky day.
That's being kind. Yeah, what? I don't know about that.
6 foot energy though, but it's alright.
Gotcha. But so, like, when you started and you was 90, because when I met you, right? And you was kind of like, what was your thought process? You was like staying at that weight for a while, yeah? When did it sort of like, when did it become a thing?
When I started competing, I started doing 88, and then it wasn't until the first Euros that I'd done at white belt that I'd done 82. So I'd managed to cut weight without intentionally cutting weight from the time I started jiu-jitsu up until I done Euros as a white belt. And when I done Euros as a white belt, I actually weighed in at 79 kilos,
right.
So I was still under. And then I kind of just made a conscious decision, like, because before I started jiu-jitsu, like, I used to walk around at 76, 77.
Before you started jiu-jitsu, you said?
Yeah, but then obviously lockdown happened, and then you put on weight, you get overweight.
Krispy Kremes are cheap, I got you.
So from then I was just like, I need to get back down to that weight. And then that's when I started to put the effort, get down to 76.
And what's it like now? Would you walk around that now?
77.
Is that all? So it's easy?
So like 77, 78. If I'm being like really fat, then 79.
Do you ever tease the idea of going down one more to 70? Or is that a no? I wouldn't advise it because you're too big, but like some people would, wouldn't they?
I cut to like 73 for Gi Euros in 2023, and that was horrible. Like, maybe it's the way that I cut the weight, but I know it's doable, but the way I went about it was just bad, and I'll probably never do that again.
Why? What's going on there? You're just starving yourself?
Pretty much, like, you're kind of just not starving yourself, but you're not eating as much. Maybe I wasn't hydrating properly, just not knowing the processes.
Right.
Like, I feel like when you're coming up as a upcoming athlete, like nutrition, strength and conditioning, all these things, you're either gonna find out the hard way or you're gonna go research it and do it properly. So obviously I didn't research or do anything properly. So it's just like, I was actually on weight, but then we went out the night before and we went to like this French like steak and chips place. And literally all I had was 5 grilled wings and some fries. And the next day I was like 2 kilos over. So I spent like 40 minutes in a bath the night before, and then afterwards I still wasn't on weight. So then I got to the venue, had to cut like a kilo, had my thing on, my hoodie, was sweating around the venue. And obviously with IBJJF, it's like weigh in, straight fight. So then I weighed in, was on weight, felt fine. And then 3 minutes in, I was like, fuck, I'm tired. Like, I don't have any energy at all. And then from then I was like, yeah, fuck this, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
And then from then, I've just been doing 79. And 79, I feel great. I can eat. And just all right.
That's a big part of it as well, isn't it? Being happy, like in terms of like if you're miserable, you could make the 73 or 70 or whatever if you wanted, but like you'd be miserable, and that's got to take away, innit?
Nah, jiu-jitsu at the end of the day. Like, if you can do jiu-jitsu against bigger people, then you'll be all right.
Yeah, I agree with it. I think people put too much of an emphasis nowadays on losing weight anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's not that deep. Unless, like, maybe if I was doing like ADCC trials or something.
And if you've got a day before weighing, it's a big difference. And you've got a
100%.
nutritionist on the firm who's like manipulating your water and all that kind of shit. But to live at them weights, like when I was amateur boxing before, you've not got no time like between weigh-ins. Like you just got to weigh that, and that, like if you go too low, you're fucked.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. But like you did, the reason I was saying about boxing, or not the reason I said it, but the reason it came to mind was you started off doing like MMA and stuff, right? And what's the deal nowadays? You got any MMA ambitions, or are you just pure jiu-jitsu now?
Nah, just pure jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
MMA is like, jiu-jitsu already takes a toll on your body, so I can't imagine going back to MMA and getting kicked and punched in my face and stuff like that. So yeah, for now it's just straight jiu-jitsu. Maybe I might do one MMA fight in the future just to see how my jiu-jitsu skills compare, but yeah, right now it's just jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I got you. And how was your body? Because like you're one of them ones, like you seem like you're better off now. Like before, you used to be injured all the time. You had to like fucking wrap your knees up, rub deep heat everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think your body just gets used to it as you go along. You kind of, the more you train, the more you understand your body. I train basically every day. For me, my recovery is not the greatest. I could probably do stuff, go sauna, take ice baths, all these things, but I don't do any of these things. I literally just train, sleep, I think the best thing I was saying to someone yesterday, one of the best feelings ever is training and having a hot shower.
Right.
When that hot water hits your body, one of the best feelings ever. And then slap on some menthol powder, heat rub, go to bed. That's it. By the next morning, stretch out, and then you're good.
You got it all figured. No scientific shit, man. And what do you do for like training? You said, are you just jiu-jitsu? You're not lifting weights or anything like that?
Nah, I don't lift weights.
Are you one of them believers? Because that's like a mindset.
No, but I am thinking about lifting weights. So.
Why?
But why? Because I want to strengthen my body, and I just want to be physically stronger. Like, I feel like I am strong now, but I could be stronger, basically.
But here's my feeling on this, right? And I've had different people on here say different things and whatnot, but my personal belief of doing a lot of training over the years, I feel an awful lot better when I do more bodyweight stuff. So bodyweight stuff, I think when you say
like
bodyweight...
Calisthenic stuff.
Calisthenic-ish, but this is what I want to explain more when I say that, because I think when you say bodyweight stuff, people think you're doing like hundreds press-ups and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about more advanced stuff, you know, like getting on the rings, doing muscle-ups, walking on your hands, doing kind of jumping about, backflips, cartwheels. Oh, do you see what I'm saying? Like more advanced stuff to work your body.
Like lifting weights kind of stiffens your body?
I just don't think it helps. For me personally, I don't feel like if I go bench pressing, I'm getting strong and whatever, I'm strong on that. I don't feel as strong here. Whereas like when I'm doing like, you know, you skin the cats and doing rolls on the rings and all them kind of progressions to backflips and handstands and whatnot, when I come on the mat, my body feels loose, I feel strong, and I feel like I can explode on things and I can do it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like my joints feel good, my elbows, versus...
Yeah, I got like bad tennis elbows right now.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like all that kind of stuff starts to creep in for me. Yeah. And I feel like you can get in a habit of overdoing certain areas in terms of, like, I know it sounds like, as a simple example, like a bench press, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been years since I've went to the gym. So.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you're bench pressing, I don't see that as that's helping you jiu-jitsu. Do you see where I'm coming from? I think people get into weight sometimes. Like, you're a great example of it. Reese Bailey is a great example of it. Of people that don't do anything other than jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. I used to do gym though.
Right, but you used to be injured.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Before I started doing jiu-jitsu or doing MMA, like, I would just go in the gym.
Yeah.
And for me, I just got bored.
But that might be the thing too. So in terms of like going through periods of doing it, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when you're not doing jiu-jitsu and you're just building your body up, maybe, do you see where I'm coming from? It's not so much, like, because where I've made mistakes in the past is doing too much of too much. So even though it might benefit me, I'm basically training like an Olympic lifter in the morning, doing jiu-jitsu in the afternoon, in the evening I'm training like a gymnast. Before I night everything fucking hurts and I'm not improving, do you know what I'm saying? Like whereas that more, I hesitate to use the word lazy, but you get where I'm coming from, right? That lazy approach of, I can't be arsed, I just want to do jiu-jitsu. I think there is a power to that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the thing that I would find hard is like finding the balance basically.
Right.
Like where I do jiu-jitsu every day, or where am I going to fit in the time to go gym? And obviously it sounds like I do have time to fit in gym, that I could go gym in the evening, go gym in the morning. Why would I do that when I can spend time doing jiu-jitsu, like recess?
Yeah, that's what I kind of agree with that, you know, and I've had other people speak on here, you know, strength and conditioning coaches. Charles Allen Price comes to mind, who's very big on Instagram of like talking about lifting weights. And I see his point of view, but also it's like, I don't know, man. I think move your body. Do you know what I mean? Just move, not sound like an EP, but just move your fucking body and go through it. But like in prep for a competition, obviously, your weight's not an issue, so that's not a big deal. But like you said, you just eat and you do your thing. Are you basically living in a training camp is what I'm saying? Do you just like, is every day the same regardless whether there's a comp tomorrow or a comp in 6 weeks? Doesn't really matter?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I like the feeling of I like training every day. And I also like the feeling of, like, I'll train the day before I have a competition. Yeah. Just to make me feel like it's training again. Like, if I don't train the day before, it's all right if I don't train the day before, but it just makes me feel like, the next day is just another training day session. It doesn't really become a competition for me. Yeah. Unless maybe I'm doing a major, that's when you're kind of having breaks, so you're not really training. Like, when I went to Euros recently, there wasn't any gyms to train in, and like, you just kind of go to the warm-up mats and you train with your partners there, but it's not the same.
But didn't you get injured before a comp, like last year or a couple of years ago or something?
Yeah, Nogi Euros.
Right before, like the day before or something stupid, wasn't it? And you had to miss it.
Yeah, so I don't go as hard. Sometimes like I train, sometimes I don't. Like I'm competing tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna train like after this right now. But I'm not gonna go hard or anything. Just get my body moving, just getting used to positions and stuff like that. And then by tomorrow, it'll just feel like another day.
No. And how long are you in Brazil for when you go? I know we're jumping about a bit, but
Planning to go for like 2 weeks.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Mate, I might have to jump on that trip myself.
Hopefully,
Have a bit of Brazil
at
and
some
wrestle.
point I can go for like a couple months.
Oh, really?
Just go there and train.
Yeah.
I just feel like going to Brazil. I just want to get myself to like the next level. I feel like just throwing myself in hard places, hard rooms. That's the way forward to improve yourself. So.
And would you do? Are you obviously? I'm assuming you jiu-jitsu every day. But what's every day? Is that 7 days a week or 6 or what?
To train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Monday, start training from 10 to 1, and then I'll
10 to 1, serious session.
Yeah. So it's like 10 will be like individual drilling, and then after that it'll be normal class 11 to 1, and then after that the next training session will be 7 till 9.
Right.
And that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But Wednesday we've got wrestling as well, so I'll do gi training from 10, and that starts at 12. So I'll do gi training 10 to 12, and then wrestling 12 to like 2 o'clock. Thursday, same as other days. Friday is like open mats at lunchtime, so I only train at open mat. And then Saturdays is the only day that I don't train at all. I don't do any training on Saturday, and then Sunday training again, and then it's the same thing every week.
Yeah. But like obviously like when you're coming in and you're training for 2 hours in the gi, then you've got 2 hours of wrestling and blah blah. You can't be like crazy training the whole time, right? So like is there do you go into it like with the sort of like a game plan, if you like?
Yeah, so my most effort will be in the daytime, and then come the evening times might be a bit more chill, focus more on drilling and probably less on the sparring. But it just depends who's in the room at that time. Like,
do you pick partners as well?
Yeah,
do you like you're smart with who you're with?
Yeah,
like obviously
100%.
if you roll with Reece, you can have a great round.
Yeah, I don't go with anyone these days. Like the guys that are here are mainly the guys that I roll with all the time.
I think you got to as you go on, don't you? Because you got to look after your body, because it's not about like winning in the gym all the time.
Bro, I went to, because I teach Jiu Jitsu at college now, and I was doing like this challenge where they have to take us down and they win £20. Oh. And I rolled with this kid who, like he's done Jiu Jitsu a bit, but like obviously he's still new. And we was rolling, and what did he do? He just done this weird position where he's really flexible, and like he put his leg over my leg, but he like pulled it all the way back. And I was like, no, don't do that. Like, I'm scared for you to get injured, and I'm also scared for myself to get injured. Yeah. So like, imagine you're in the gym and somebody does some dumb shit like that.
Can't have that.
You just can't
especially
have that.
Not when it's your living, when it's your body.
Yeah, especially for me, like, I'm gonna be competing. Like, this is my job, like, this is my profession, so I'm not trying to get injured by just some random person.
Yeah, no, you can't, because where I've been on this podcast a lot now, speaking to a lot of guys that do like high-level competitions and stuff, it seems to be like a common thing where people, they seem to say that they actually train, as in what we'd call training, 2-3 times a week is kind of the sweet spot, a week. And then the rest of it they kind of look at as like a practice. And I can't speak for people, obviously, but that's the kind of vibe I get from it. Do you know what I mean? Is that, are you into that kind of thing? Nah.
Nah. I don't treat my training like that. Like,
right, okay.
I train every day. Like, I'm trying to put as maximum effort into my training at all times. Like, it's not like, 2-3 days, I'm going to put this much effort, and then the last other days.
But I think what they mean with that is, like, for example, some of them are black belts. So, like, they'll train, like, rounds with other black belts hard.
Yeah,
and then other days they might pick on a blue belt and, like, not pick on a blue belt, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll choose a blue belt who will flow with them and they'll do their thing and whatever. And I think the mindset shift of it, of, like, they're doing it for a reason. Do you know what I mean? They're not trying to win every time because the tax on the body. There was a guy, I won't mention his name because he might not want it, but he's a black belt and I rolled with him and he was fucking great, right? And then he rolled with the purple belt, who I'd rolled with as well, who was okay, right? But he was okay, but nothing like him. The levels were way apart. And the purple belt tapped the black belt. And I was like, how did that? And he was like, yeah, but I'm working on something, I'm playing the game. His ego is so firmly checked. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, his game was adapted.
Yeah. It happens to me, but I don't feel great about it.
Right.
Like, it happened to me recently where I had been training the whole morning, then I went to go teach Jiu Jitsu, and like, you're kind of tired, and then you do the session in the evening. And I rolled with this guy who was, Emmanuel, tall guy.
I probably know him by face, yeah.
Yeah, so I rolled with him.
I do know him, I know him, yeah, sorry, yeah.
And then he passed my guard, and then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why did I let that happen? At the same time, it's like I didn't do a good enough effort of, even though I am tired, I should have been able to stop that from happening.
Right.
But sometimes you're just kind of like, just have it.
But at the same time, it's your body. Like, no one's gonna give a fuck what happened on a Wednesday evening. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, who cares?
But then I'm like, I don't want you to go home and be like, I passed Pat's guard today. Like,
I hear you.
Sometimes you just have to let it happen. It's
It
like,
is, yeah. I've spoke about this on here before. Like when Gary Tonin spoke about it before. Like when I was at a seminar with him, he spoke of how he gets tapped multiple times.
Yeah.
And like he's just like, it is what it is. He doesn't care because he cares like about the titles he's won and the fucking like achievements.
There's that, because there's obviously two different versions of you. There's a version of you that when you put out the intensity and like you go to competitions, you're not the same person that you are in the gym. Like there's certain times where, like, especially like I do this a lot, I'll get into armbar positions in training and I'm just focusing on like trying to control the position. So I'm not focused on trying to finish it. I'm just trying to work out the finishing mechanics. If they escape, then it means I haven't mastered it yet. Whereas in competition, I'm trying to break an arm, but I don't care.
Right. I guess that's what I'm saying though. Like when I said about training and practice, I think that's. We're probably saying the same thing, do you know what I mean? Just looking at it different. Whereas I think you've got to, right? Like if me and you come here and we're going to train together, we decide, right, Patrick, for the next 6 weeks, the only training we're going to do is together. And every time we're just going to stick a 5-minute round on and go to war. We're not going to get much out of that, right? Versus like, you know, if we do that every couple of times a week, oh, watch out, there's a blast from the past. Yak, yo, big Yak. How you been, man? Yeah, good, mate. Jump on, say hello to Squeeze the Neck. Say hello. That's Mad Yak, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, probably, but that's all right. Don't worry about it. I've got Patrick on. It's already ruined. So like with competitions and stuff like that, how were you before? Because I'm sitting here now, and like when we train, you're always quite a chilled guy. Do you get nervous before comps or no? Are you one of them that still kind of carries that in?
Depends on the competition.
Okay.
But I feel like I've kind of mastered my nerves.
Right.
When I went to the Euros recently, I didn't get nervous until my third match.
That's interesting. That's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's because I knew who I was going up against. So it was like, that guy's beat me before, and like I don't want to lose him again. Which
Did you
I
beat
ended
him?
up losing. No,
Oh, you did?
I lost. But
Because for anyone who doesn't know, like watching this, like you compete as much or more than anyone I've probably ever fucking met in jiu-jitsu. Like you're constantly out,
like I've faced him before, but the first time I faced him, he absolutely smoked me. But this time was like, I was actually beating him, and I managed to get him in the footlock, brush up his foot, and then, like, I thought I'd won because he rolled out of bounds. Ref went like this. In my head, I thought that was a DQ, but apparently this means VAR now. It's a VAR check.
Jesus Christ.
And then I started to think, because it was taking so long, did I like reap him or something? Like, am I about to get disqualified? And then I only got 2 points for it, which in my head I was like, I have to carry on fighting. So you kind of have to get yourself back in the zone that you was just in, but I'm not in that same zone anymore. Like,
right.
I'm now, it's not the same as it was just a couple seconds ago. And it's very hard to get back in that state. So I managed to get into the same position, try attack that same foot, we just kept going out of bounds. And then at one point, sometimes it's so hard, like sometimes you're doing great. It's hard to like just do jiu-jitsu, but then also be like points orientated and look at the time and have a game plan. Like when I do an all-stars, right, I'm not really thinking about these things because I generally just think like I'm better than these guys. Like I don't think there should be anyone that's beating me in my division,
right.
Unless I know about them. And most of the people that I know about who are blue belts are now all purples. So to me, I'm like the final boss at blue belt. Other than like maybe Jacob and Liez from Apex, I don't really know about anyone else around our weight category. Like in the lighter weight categories, there might be someone who's really sick, but at the end of the day, I'm heavier than them, so I have that advantage. But either way, like, what's my point?
I don't know, I was just enjoying what you were saying about how you're the final
about
boss. When you said final boss, you lost me.
So nervous, I don't get nervous until maybe unless it's the finals, because you don't want you've like worked so hard to get to the finals and you don't want to fuck it up and lose.
Right.
So maybe in the finals I get nervous. Like when I done the English Open, same thing. I didn't get nervous until the semi-finals. I'm like, why am I getting nervous? But it's because you're getting so close to the finishing line, you don't want to mess it up. But yeah, as soon as I get past the first match, I'm like, yeah, cool. It's just back to business.
Yeah, that's interesting because I think there's a comfort that comes with, like, obviously it sounds obvious saying it out loud, but like with the repetition of things, and like you see people a lot at competitions that are nervous as fuck, right? And you think like, ain't that serious, bro? It's just a jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's just jiu-jitsu. Like, it's not that deep. I see some people like taking it as if it's a world final or some shit like that. I'm just like, bro,
it's Wednesday and you're in the leisure centre, chill out.
Yeah, like we're in a flipping school gym, like it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Like it's just, even if I do lose, I've kind of like gotten better with handling my losses, and I'm just like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still a blue belt. I got a whole 3 other belts to go. Like I'm gonna win, I'm gonna lose. It's just gonna make me better. You're just gonna win and lose. Like that's just the game. Like, there's no one undefeated in jiu-jitsu. There's not one person that's undefeated in jiu-jitsu. So you just kind of have to come to terms with that.
Yeah.
And especially like recently, like obviously we've got like white belts who are getting ready for comps. It's their first comps, and like they take it so seriously. Like they don't want to lose or they don't want to get embarrassed. And I'm like, bro, do you know how many times I've done this and how many times I've lost? I haven't lost that many times, if I'm honest with you. Like I can probably count that I've lost maybe 20 times, but I've won over 100 times, so...
Yeah, but counting ain't your strong point, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, fuck me. Let's be real. Like, Yak's laughing his bollocks off at you. Look at you.
I'm like... I haven't lost that much, but yeah, losing sucks, innit?
Of course. Listen, the old saying, I think it's Hicks and Gracie, innit? Like, show me a good loser, I'll show you a loser. Like, do you know what I'm saying? You should never get used to losing, man. But with competitions and stuff, and especially for someone like yourself, it's like obviously I've competed in jiu-jitsu, but nowhere near as regular as you. Yeah, well, exactly. That's the point, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I have here and there sort of sporadically, not really, not taking it as like a going on thing. Whereas you, it's like, if you lose today, you'll be competing 3 times in the next month anyway.
If I lose, the thing is, right, if I lose, and the way I lose, I need to, like, if I lose to someone, right, and they absolutely smoke me, in my head, I'm like, who is this guy? Mm-hmm. Like, where did this guy come from? I need to, like, I don't understand.
Right, I get you.
How I lost to this guy, and I don't know about him, basically. But if I lose to my mistake, then I'm like, yeah, I know I messed up, and 1, I need to not let that happen again, and 2, I need to go back to the gym straight away and work on it and figure out why that happened. So when I went up against the guy that I lost to at Euros...
Who is he? Can you say his name?
Evan Duncan. I lost to Evan Duncan.
Oh, he was a little soundness in your mouth when you said that, right?
Nah, but to be fair, the guys up north, like in Manchester and all those up north areas, like they're fucking hard, like they're tough guys.
I've been up there training, so shout out to the boys in Manchester. Like, who have you competed against up there?
I haven't competed against everyone from up there. Like the couple times I've been to like Coventry for like All Stars, and mainly the All Stars I've done up there, or like the ADCCs that I've done up in Coventry sides, or when I went to like Wales or Manchester. There's a couple guys, I don't know their names exactly, but like I can say, like I haven't come up against them, but I've watched them and I know they're tough. So like Irian, he's like a purple belt now, he's won Euros and stuff like that. He's really good.
What gym are they from? That might be what I know more.
They used to be Gracie Bar, but I think they're at Total Nottingham, BJJ or something like that. There's a guy called Kyle. Kyle's like really good, purple belt as well. Evan Duncan, I think he's still a blue belt, but yeah, he's sick. But yeah, my point was when I came up against him, he done an underhook de la Hiva, and I had like...
What's that? I'm fucking with you, stop it. Don't answer me.
And I hadn't come up against someone who played that, so he absolutely smokes me using that. And I had watched his videos, to be honest, and I was like, oh, I know he's gonna do it, but he did it to me and I just couldn't stop it because I didn't know how to address it. So now I know how to address it. And it's just stuff like that, like you have to come across stuff in competition. Right. Because you're not gonna come across it in the gym because someone might not play that game, so.
Especially in your own gym, right? Because gyms typically, not always, but typically have a sort of a style, don't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, everyone's playing the same stuff because we're all learning from the same instructor.
Right.
We all have similar
games.
So
is that a criticism of Reese? Is that like a slight dig at Reese? You just had
Not really.
That was like, Reese don't teach us enough diversity. Is that what you just said? I think that's what you just said. Comment below, tell me what you think.
Not really. I think we do like, we don't really do fancy stuff over here. Like our stuff is very, not basic jiu-jitsu, it's fundamental jiu-jitsu, but we're really good at it. Like,
Meat and potato work, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, but I'm a big believer, and you, from watching you, it's like if it works, it's right. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like, you don't need to reinvent the wheel all the time, and especially for you, like now being like a high-level blue belt, right? You've been at blue belt a long time. You smashed a lot of people. Like, you know who you are now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I look at you now versus look at you in say 5 years when you're a black belt, it's not going to look that different. You're just going to be better then. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas looking at you now compared to when you started 5 years ago or whatever it was.
I've evolved. Like,
You know what I'm saying? That's
I
what I'm
couldn't even
getting
play
at.
guard when I was coming up.
Right,
like, playing.
right. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm a guard player.
You're a dirty, filthy guard player, and you were
But do you know why though? Wait, can I say why?
Why?
Right? I feel like everyone's like, oh yeah, shitting on guard people, but I understand why people pull guard. Because as soon as you pull
They're
guard,
pussies, yeah, I get you.
it starts the match straight away. Bro, jiu-jitsu people don't know how to wrestle. Like,
Is that right?
Well, yeah. In my opinion, I feel like jiu-jitsu people, we learn wrestling from jiu-jitsu people, from not actual
That's
wrestlers.
interesting. Yep.
So when I was watching the show recently that I competed on, like everyone's just collar tying and like not even shooting for legs. I'm like, why are we just collar tying each other? What entries are we actually looking for when we go for collar ties? It just seems like a waste of time. Where if someone pull guard, you have to pass. Like the game has started. There's no messing about, snapping each other's necks and stuff like that. Like, it's just straight to the point.
I hear that.
So when you pull guard, like you're starting the match straight away. And I just think, why waste time trying to look for a takedown when I can pull guard and just look for a sweep and come up and then start passing your guard. That's what I think anyways. I still do wrestle, don't get me wrong, but I'll pull guard as well. It just depends how I feel in the moment, to be honest. If I usually attempt to take down first thing, if I don't get it, then I'm just gonna pull guard.
Yeah, I'll get it. Because like you're an explosive guy, right? You're one of them guys that sort of like got a natural ability at certain, well, as everyone does, not you. Everyone's got a natural ability.
I'm different.
Right, okay.
I'm fast. Like,
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. He's fast-ish. Let's not get crazy on fast. Fast-ish. We'll give him fast-ish. But he's like jokes aside, like everyone's got their own sort of way that they do go about things naturally, right? And when you, as we're getting through the levels and stuff now, you're cutting stuff out, you're doing this, you're doing less of that. But like your wrestling is something that's always going to be a threat, right? So like you're saying you pull guards and stuff now, but do you not think you're shutting yourself down a bit there by like not exploring more wrestling at this point?
I'm working more on wrestling art.
Okay.
Obviously, I am doing more wrestling now to help with my nogi.
Right.
But I would prefer if I could wrestle up as well. And the thing is, I'm now trying to learn how to get better in my nogi game, playing guards. Because I mainly do gi jiu-jitsu, but when I do no-gi competitions and I'm playing guard, I'm realizing that it's not the same. And the same game that I'm doing gi is I can't really do.
Yeah, it's not there.
It's not really working. It only helps because I play half guard and I do dogfight a lot and stuff like that. But other than that, I can't do my lassos and I can't do like my normal de la heavers. I'm just like, what do I do here?
I got you.
So I'm just kind of like, even pulling to close guard, bro. I'm like, how do I get to close guard in no-gi? Like, it's so hard. I try to jump guard and I just fall on my back and I'm like, oh, that was embarrassing. But yeah, just stuff like that, like helping me evolve is like the main thing that I'm trying to get better at.
I got you. And like with your training and stuff, you outline what you do and stuff like that, and you've got plans to go Brazil 2 months and all this kind of stuff. Is that kind of what you see you doing with yourself now? Like going and taking trips places and sort of immersing yourself in a way that they train?
Yeah, like to be honest, like I'm really just trying to take this as serious as I can. And not kind of waste time, because I feel like where I started is kind of late, and where I'm trying to get to, like I'm trying to put my all into it. Like, why waste time? If you're trying to be serious at something and you have actually a good, I don't know what the word is for it, like you kind of found, is it find your niche?
Yeah, I guess,
like, you finally found something that you're good at, so like you might as well just put your all effort into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, just see how it goes.
Yeah, I hear that.
So I'm not trying to waste time. Obviously, I'm 27 now, so.
Fucking old man, mate. What are you talking
I
about?
got what? Like 2-3 years until I'm hitting the Masters division.
Yeah, but you say that, but 2 or 3.
I'll still do adult.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're still getting better in their ages. Like I said this the other day on a podcast, it might come out after this, but regardless, doesn't matter. Master 1 to me is kind of a funny division. It almost to me shouldn't be a fucking Masters division, right? Like at that age, 30 to 35.
What belt though?
Any of them. I mean, I'm just talking age-wise.
Imagine like a Master 1 blue belt.
Right.
Who has obviously started jiu-jitsu late. It's not. I don't know if there are like professional athletes. I like a blue belt Master 1 professional athlete. Like, I don't know if that's.
But this was the conversation. Exactly this. What you're saying now was blue belt, and it was about how like a blue belt's a bit different to the others because you can get in there late. Like you started at 30. You've been doing it 2 years. You're a blue belt. You come up against some geezer who's 19, who started when he was 6, and you're in the same division. That's why there's a master division. As in if you was an adult, do you know what I'm saying? You'd be in the same division. So that's what, and I can understand that, do you know what I mean? Because that's a bit different. But that's not so much an age thing, that's more down to a level thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And you just happen to be unlucky at blue belt or whatever. But
so what about someone like me?
Yeah.
Who by the time I reach 30, I'll probably be a purple belt. But I've been doing this like professionally for like the amount of time that I've been training for. So how does that person compare against me, basically?
But you're a purple belt, so at that point, I just go, that is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm coming from? It's not so much a like, blue belt's a squirrely one because of the example we just gave, but like, in terms, I'm just talking about it purely from an age point of view, and people comment, tell me what you think if I'm wrong, but like, do you see where I'm coming from in terms of age? Between the age of 30 to 35, I don't feel like, and this is coming from someone who's 34, do you know what I mean? I don't feel old, I don't feel like it's relevant enough yet where I can go, I'm a bit old, Patrick. I won't go in your division. I'll go. Do you see where I'm coming from? I don't think that's relevant yet. Whereas if you're obviously, let's go an example. If I was 52, I've got the same level of ability as I do now to compete against this age version of myself. It's tough, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Because you go, well, now you need a Masters division for obvious reasons. But not this. I don't think like this version of myself.
But you're very like actively fit and conscious of taking care of your body and stuff like that. So it's not like you can't go and do an adult division. Right,
but but that's what I guess what I'm saying. What a better way of putting it would be like me now with the exact same ability as a 27-year-old version with the exact same ability. My age shouldn't get me an easier division. Do you see where I'm coming from? But anyway, that's open to debate and whatever. And I guess, like you said, for me, who's at this age and sort of does fitness and whatnot for a living, is a bit different than if I was this age and I had 3 kids and a stressful marriage, and do you know what I mean? And I still want to compete in jiu-jitsu. It all ties in. But like going forward and stuff, you said it already. You're going to stay competing in adult divisions for as long as you can, are you?
Yeah, man, that's the goal. Obviously, to compete at the highest level as possible, which is, it's not going to be a. I'm going to stop talking about it.
No, I can't say it, bro. I know what he was going to say. But so, do you see yourself competing as an adult, as a black belt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to compete against the best in the world, no masters sort of, what would you call it, handicap on it?
But it's hard to say. Like I've seen like a lot of people, or a few people like on the UK scene who have transitioned from gi to no gi, and like they're doing so much better in their careers in no gi, having more opportunities and stuff like that. So in my head, I'm like, maybe I might have to make that switch at some point. But for now, that's why I'm doing both. Like,
right.
To kind of just do
but at this
both
point, I think it's worth it, right? Just to expand your skills. And I think when styles, like different styles will make gi and no gi a lot different. For someone who grapples like me, gi and no gi, even though I'm more no gi heavy, obviously, for people that train with me, again, not that I compete much, but like for me, my style, gi and no gi doesn't make an awful lot of difference, right? Whereas someone who's a very sort of lasso, De La Riva style gi,
like that.
It's going to make a massive difference.
Yeah, 100%. But I'm more into passing.
Right.
So I guess it makes it easier for me because I can pass in gi and no gi.
That's what I'm getting at, yeah. Certain styles, like for me, gi or no gi wouldn't make an awful lot of difference. Do you know what I mean? But like with going forward in age and master, yes, what's happening, mate? And divisions and stuff like that, if you get to sort of black belt at an age, you're not going to be obviously more than Master 1 or Master 2 the way you're going now, but like that, with handicapping it, I guess what I'm trying to say, I was speaking about this again on the same podcast as the Blue Belt chat, I can't remember which one it was, but we'll figure it out. It was like, he was going in Masters divisions as like a practice. He still did adult, but it was like a Masters for sometimes, just for certain looks, for certain things, easier day here, easier day there. And I know that was my initial, what you just did, the role of that was my initial one. But the more he was explaining it, the more it kind of made sense to me in terms of like, as a long-term game. In terms of like, he could go in a real live competition and work on a specific move in a lesser, I don't want to say lesser like I'm shitting on it, but you know what I'm saying, right? A slightly easier competition.
Like this, right? If you're if I had the mindset, let's just say like I was a Master 1 blue belt right now, yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do, let's just say there's 10 people in the European Masters 1 division, right? And I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, do you know, I'm gonna do that because I feel like I have a higher chance of winning that. And it's
No, right, yeah, but that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I know exactly what you're saying, but that was my initial thing. But I mean more like, if you've got that coming up, for example, you've got the Euros and you're going to do it at adult, but you want to work on a specific something that you want to tidy up for that. So the local, I don't know, Brixton Open, you go in the Masters division so you can get them easier matches, live competition. You're not having it.
Doesn't make sense.
No, you're not having it.
No,
I got you.
it's not the same type of intensity that you're going to go up against.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, to be honest. It's like, you might as well go up against the type of people that you're going to go up against.
But I guess what went off in my mind, whether he meant it or not, it was like, if you're not quite comfortable enough yet to do it against them, and you're thinking, fuck it, I'll go in an easy category, so I know I can do it. I know I can do it, and then next competition I'll go against the adults.
Nah,
just
you're
as a
lying to
mindset,
yourself,
you're lying. All right, yeah.
You're basically lying to yourself.
Yeah, I hear
like, you're going to go to an easier division to practice some stuff, to then go to the hard division, and when it doesn't work, you're going to be like, oh, but it works there, why it's not working here? It's because, bro, you should have been doing it in the hard division from the first time. And that way, you'd have been like, all right, it works.
So what are you saying? Like, everyone that competes in Master Division is a complete pussy? Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that. That's what you said.
I didn't say. I'm old enough to do Master Division. But anyway, like wrapping up, mate. Like, what's coming up in the immediate future? You've got Brasileiros and sort of stuff like that. But as we sat here today, I think it's what, March the 14th, something like that, 15th,
like that.
Somewhere around there. Like, what's next for you, mate? What's coming?
Right now, I've only got I can only see up until April. I don't really know what's going on after April. So obviously Brasileiros, AJP Grand Slam. These are my next key competitions. Maybe some Nogi super fights that come up. I saw something about Grapple Max. That looked interesting. Looks like a good show, but they're saying you got to go to the open mat and it's far away, so I'm probably not going to go. But yeah, man, just interested in more Nogi super fights. My main goal is to end up on Polaris. If I can end up on Polaris by the end of this year, that'll be amazing. Right now, small aim is to get on the prelims, but yeah, just more Nogi super fights, more Nogi competitions. Trying to grow my Nogi credentials to get on paid shows and stuff like that.
Do you see yourself ending up as a Nogi guy?
I'll do both. I'll honestly do both. Because I like the gi, I'm good in the gi. I need to get better at Nogi, but I just want to be a good jiu-jitsu athlete that's good all around.
Yeah.
I think if you're good at both, then you're good at both. I don't just want to just be good at one. I want to be an overall good jiu-jitsu athlete.
A full grappler, full spectrum or whatever you call
Nogi.
it.
Like, why would you limit yourself? Just, I want opportunities in both. Like maybe a super fighter comes up in the gi. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe it comes up in Nogi. I should be able to do that. So.
Nice. And it's purple belt this year? Is that something you want this year?
Nah, probably next year.
Probably next year.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I'll probably do Euros again as a blue belt in January, and then after that, maybe I'll probably get my purple belt.
I got you.
Guess it's up to that guy.
Up to that guy over there who's currently looking for an arm triangle, I believe it is. But we'll figure that one out as we go. But mate, listen, I really appreciate it. I always give you stick, but he's always fun. And for anyone watching this who's following us, firstly, thanks, subscribe and all that nice stuff. But at the same time, Patrick's my mate, right? So he's probably going to be in multiple times over the years. We'll have banter, we'll have fight companions. We're looking at getting fight companions going with some of the chaps. So, and ladies, obviously, if they're up for it and they're up for some terrible banter, but we'll figure it out. I asked you last time, so hopefully you've sorted your answer out and you're ready for this one.
Yeah.
Which football team you support?
Chelsea.
You the man, I love it, top man. As I always do, mate, we finish with a fist up like this. Squeeze the neck, boom!